$595. That's the amount of dividend income I could be making every single month, yet in my last 2 monthly portfolio update videos, I revealed I made about $150 each month in dividend income. With a portfolio size of around $55,000, there's one question that I have to constantly answer, and that's why don't I make more in monthly dividend income? And that question is exactly the reason that I created this YouTube channel. When most people start investing into dividend stocks, there's only one thing they're concerned with, and that's the dividend yield. And with some covered call ETFs with yields around 10, 11, and even 12%, it's easy to see why so many people get so excited to start raking in those large dividend payments. But if you're focusing solely on the dividend yield of your investments, then you're missing out on a tremendous wealth building opportunity. And the tremendous wealth building opportunity that I'm talking about is dividend growth investing. Dividend growth investing is the way Warren Buffett was able to create massive wealth in the later years of his life. As you can see, the vast majority of his wealth came within the last 20 years. So while the majority of dividend investors understand that reinvesting your dividends can play a major role in building wealth, the majority still miss out on the magic that happens when investing into dividend growth companies. To demonstrate the compounding effect that dividend growth investing provides, I've created an entire financial model. This will help us better understand the immense growth that dividend growth investing can provide. If you'd like to be able to download this spreadsheet, then you can head over to my Patreon page at the link in the description. But before we even begin to look at our financial model, we need to better understand dividend growth. To do this, let's go ahead and jump over to Seeking Alpha and look at an example. And for this scenario, let's say we're looking at Broadcom, stock ticker AVGO, currently trading at $610.48 per share. We'll come over here and click on the dividend tab and click on dividend history. And if we scroll down and look at the past 10 years, we can see 10 years ago, they were paying out 19 cents per share every single quarter. Jump forward to now, that is now $4.60. So let's go ahead and do a quick analysis on this. I'll go ahead and jump over to my spreadsheet and zoom in a little bit. And we can see in 2013, let's say we bought some AVGO. So we'd be getting 19 cents per share, and that would be paid out quarterly. So multiply that by 4 and we'd be getting paid 76 cents per share every single year. Now the stock price at that time was about $35.64. So that gives us a starting dividend yield of 2.13%. So not a very high starting dividend yield. So if we made a one-time $1,000 investment at that time period, we would be getting paid $21.32 every single year. But because the company has increased the amount they pay in dividends by so much every single year, let's see what that would look like now. Now we would be getting paid $4.60 per share every 4 quarters, which is $18.40 a year. We bought in when the stock price was $35.64, but now we're getting paid $18.40. So that would give us a massive dividend yield on cost of 51.63%. That's absolutely unbelievable. So now our $1,000 investment will be paying us $516.27 every single year. That is the power of dividend growth investing. Keep in mind that this number does not even include if we were to reinvest our dividends over time. Now, Broadcom is an easy example to look at because the company's performed so well over the last 10 years. So let's go ahead and jump over to our financial model and start modeling out over 30 years of financial performance. If we come over here, you can see we're assuming a 4.5% price growth rate, a $1,000 monthly contribution, a dividend growth rate of 9%, and a starting dividend yield of just 2.5%. Now, if we jump over to our high yielding backtest, you can see there's slightly different assumptions. We're still going with a price growth rate of about 4.5% and $1,000 monthly contributions, but we're assuming a 0% dividend growth rate and a starting dividend yield pretty high at around 8%. So we modeled that over 30 years into the future. So when we jump over to our analysis tab, we can see the results. And if you look here at the chart, you can see in the red we have our high yielding investment, and in the blue we have our dividend growth investment. And for about the first 10 years, you can see the high yielding investment does actually outperform the dividend growth stock. But you can see the dividend growth performance is exponential, and after the end of the 30 years, we could be receiving almost $20,000 in monthly dividend income, but with the high yielding investment, it'd be around $2,735. So this really shows the magic that happens when you invest into dividend growth stocks and reinvest those dividends back into your portfolio over time. Now, you may be thinking you expect high yielding investments to perform even better over longer periods of times than the model I created. Well, let's go ahead and make some new additions. Let's say the starting dividend yield for high yielding investments is all the way up to 10%. And even with that high of a starting dividend yield, you expect the dividend growth to be around 1% every single year. With these assumptions, let's go ahead and jump back over to our analysis, and you can see the big picture is still the same. While the high yielding investments does perform a little bit better in the short term, maybe for around 15 years, you can see dividend growth still way outperforms the high yielding investments over long periods of time. And again, going back to the Warren Buffett scenario, this is exactly why he's been able to accumulate so much wealth in the later years of his life. So when people ask me why I'm not currently making more in dividend income every single month, this is the video they should watch. It's important to remember that I'm not completely against high-yielding investments. I think they definitely have their place in many investors' portfolios, and I even own some high-yielding investments myself. But the main focus is and will always be investing into high-quality companies that will continue to increase the amount they pay in dividends over long periods of time. This has proven to be one of the most effective ways to build wealth, and it will also help me achieve my long-term goal of one day being able to live off of dividend income. Go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this investing strategy. If you'd like to be able to download the spreadsheet using this video, which will help you analyze how long it will take to live off of dividends, then you can head over to my Patreon page at the link in the description. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.